Good evening, viewers. Firstly, I want to thank you for viewing my previous videos, and also want to thank you for present here to listen to my current video. Like I mentioned before, it is my covenant to ensure that not only you are entertained, but you are also educated. But the thrust of my video today is to bring your attention to the current crisis that is going on in our society. The crisis is between Minister Wike and his political party, PDP. Minister Wike, as the chief tormentor in town, is back again, tormenting his political party. He's rocking the boat. He wants to make sure that the party is collapsed in structure and in fame. This is the current crisis that is going on in Abuja. But like I said, my focus here is to educate you. Therefore, it is my business is to shift your gaze away from the political crisis, but to the rule of law, and also to elevate the conversation and extract out the legal juice, legal horror, and then legal benefit for your education purpose. I believe that today we are going to be entertained. But for me to do business and justice to that effectively, there is need for us to just to watch this video, because the one of the governors of the PDP, Senator Bala Mohammed, accused the Nigerian police of taking side or taking unprofessional position in respect of the crisis. Let's just quickly watch the video before we go to our presentation.
A question. You don't want me to say things, then you can go. I'm talking about what is causing all this. We should go by the rule. Arrogance and impunity. You see, we were going, the access to go, they'll go, but the police are sneaking people in. This is our secretariat. If they want to say they have a so-called function, they should go somewhere. All the governors are here. All the senators, all the members of the House of Reps. Why is the media backing them as if they have something in common with us? The police should know that this is not a faction. It is just a splinter group. They want to scatter and destroy PDP.
Thank you for your patience. You have just heard from the horse's mouth that the police are taking side. So when I saw that video, I decided to come up and ask a question. That is the purpose of our presentation for your legal education. That is, I titled this presentation as Minister Wike, a bull in a China shop, the role of the police in political crisis. So what is the role of the police in any political crisis? The situation involving the PDP headquarters are descended into a visible chaos, but the political drama, a fundamental legal issues emerges from this. From this scenario, a fundamental legal question emerges: is Nigerian police force a referee or a merely security guards hired to keep the noise down? So we need to examine the role of the police, not through the politics, but through the street lens of the Constitution and the Police Act. That's what we want to do. We want to see what should be through the Constitution, what should the police do through the Police Act that establish the police, what is expected of the police and its officers. So let's look at the constitutional mandate as stated in section 214, which establish the purpose of the police. The first is established to secure the public safety and public order. However, order in democracy is not synonymous with silence. It is synonymous with rule of law. That is order in democracy. No, silence, the silence of graveyard is not acceptable. is that in silence was the rule of law maintained. Was the rule of law maintained? That is what the parameter, the yardstick of keeping peace in democracy. Let's move forward. Police Act 2020, Section 4. Number 1, to prevent prevention of crisis, prevention of crime. Number 2, protection of rights, individual rights. We protect their rights. Number 3, enforcement of law, order, enforcement of safety. Those are the three primary duty of the police. And I come here in this part of this slide. I said, peace is not the absence of noise. It is the presence of justice. Not that everybody should just keep quiet. Is there justice? Is things fair? Those are the questions you should ask ourselves. The police is not solely maintain calm. They are to ensure that anyone with legitimate rights to act is not prevented doing so. Anyone that has legitimate rights to act in a particular way on a particular issue is not prevented from doing so. That is what the police should do. Let's look at scenario 1 as relates to private rights. Private rights here in the sense that if there's a presumption of law, for example, there's crisis between two men. One is a husband, a legitimate husband. The other one is having a marital affair with the woman. But Mr. A is the legitimate husband of Mrs. B, but Mr. C is sleeping with Mrs. B. But Mrs. B is married legitimately to Mr. A. The presumption of law is that any child that is born under the umbrella of that matrimony is deemed in law to be the child of the husband. Assume it are considered that the husband, Mr. A, he said that, yes, I observed that my wife had been sleeping with Mr. B. Yes, my wife got pregnant to Mr. B, but I'm willing to take the child. The law presumes that he is the father of the child, despite the fact that he has the knowledge that his wife slept with another man. So if the police is not coming to this scenario, the police cannot jump into the fray without observing the rule of law. The rule of law is the presumption of the law that the child belongs to the husband of this wife, whose marriage is is recognized under the law, so that the legitimacy of that child belongs to the man, even when it's not the one that fathered the child. On the man who is claiming the child can only gain access to the child, or the child can only be surrendered to the child if the man who legally married the woman surrenders the child to the man. Or else, in law, the child belongs to that man, and the police cannot come into frame and join the man to bring touts and begin to beat the husband and wife to stupid that they must release the child because the child is not biologically. Biology is not the issue here. It is the law. Who is the legitimate father is the one who is legitimately married to the woman. That is what the police should observe when it comes to private rights. Let's look at scenario 2, court orders. When there is court order in any crisis, the police must look at what is the letter of the court. It must carry out the wishes and desire of the judge that wrote the judgment. And in that instance, parties are expected to maintain the status quo as relating to the court order, not to foment trouble. And then the police must not act in a way that one party will be encouraged to violate or to disregard the court order or the judgment of the courts. So, therefore, let's look at this. The business of the police in this instance, as related to Mr. Wike, the bull and the law. Restraining the bull. In this context of Minister Wike and the PDP crisis, the bull in China shop, a metaphor is apt. However, the police job is not to look the shop to save the China. The police job is not to lock the shop to save the China. if the bull is acting unlawfully, if Minister Wike is acting unlawfully to obstruct the legitimate party functionaries elected in Ibadan Convention, or violate court orders, the police must restrain the bull, not disperse the shopkeepers. In this instance, Minister Wike party is claiming that there's a court order that they should not what? They should not go to they should not conduct the convention. But in this instance, the party machinery conducted their what? The party conducted their convention in line with an existing court order. An existing court order. Although there's another order that said they should not go ahead with, but they went ahead based on another order. However, it is not the business of Mr. Wike to take it upon himself. If anybody violates court order, it is for a party to that suit to go to court and find the necessary procedure that they have violated the court. And then those people, they now tell the court why they should not be committed. Why they should not be committed. But not the Minister Wike to be mobilizing touts, his co-bull travelers, to go and begin to foment pandemonium and crisis in PDP headquarters. Also, unfortunately, that our police is giving him support to do that. So let's move forward. In summary of this presentation, summary of responsibility, let's look at it this way. The situation, wrong police action, correct police action, disruptive bull, that is Mr. Wike, evict everyone to restore calm. That is, the police must not come to the scene, to PDP national crisis, and say everybody go out. No, you must look at who the destructive bull, then remove the destructor, protect the lawful actor. That is, remove Minister Wike and his co-travelers, and there was provide protection for the what? For the elected PDP functionaries. Court order. When there's a court order, the police should not ignore the court order in order to prevent riot. No. Even when there's going to be a riot, the police should enforce order regardless of threat. You must enforce this court order regardless of threat. Let's look at this legal dispute. The police should not act as a passive observer. No. Police should be actively remove obstruction to legal rights. When there's a dispute, you don't say that, okay, we are observing, we are waiting for legal opinion. No. You actively remove obstructions to legal what? To legal rights. So that is for today. I'll be able to establish to you in a crisis like the when you see it next time, you'll be able to extract out in a similar crisis like this what are the role of the police vis-a-vis the Constitution and the World Police Act. Thank you for viewing this video and listening to me today. And I promise you continue to be entertained and educated. Please like, subscribe, and share. God bless. Thank you.